This is evaluate reverse Polish notation medium Leetcode in under 5 minutes. Why 5 minutes? Because my attention span's been destroyed by TikTok, and I bet yours has too. So let's start off with what is this reverse notation for those of us that are not Polish. Instead of writing 2 plus 1, you would say 2 1 plus. A longer example would be 2 1 plus 3 times. How do you evaluate that? Well, you just move along, you collect the numbers, and then when you find a symbol, you do that. You essentially gather the numbers as you move along, and then when you get to a symbol, you evaluate the numbers. So the next stage of this would be 3, and then we carry the original, like we keep that, that's still there. And then we repeat the process where we move along till we find a symbol, and then we move and execute that operation, and we have a 9. So first things first, how do we move along? We do a for loop. I don't want to say obviously, I'm resisting the urge because it may not be obvious. How do we store numbers? Well, we could use a stack. So at the first stage it would look like this, the 1 and the 2, and then when we get to the plus, we just evaluate these. We then discard these numbers, dispose of their bodies, and then put in a 3, and that's how we can then keep track of what we've seen and then the results. So then the next stage would be down here. We get to the time symbol, we have that 3 in the stack, now we have 2 3s, and then when we reach the symbol finally, we pop those off and do the same thing and put in the 9 at the end. So we make a stack of integers, call it s because I'm original. We need a way to check if a string is an operator. To do that, we say if the token's length is greater than 1, we just return false because, if it's 100, it's not an operator. If it has 3 digits or 2 digits. We convert the string to a character by accessing the first index. And then we can say if the operator is equal to a plus, we want to return true. Just copy paste this. Thank God for Control V, or I would probably not still be alive. And then we return false at the end. And then in our loop, we want to say if the current tokens at position I is an operator, then we want to do stuff. Else we just want to remember the number that we saw. We say s.push the current number, which is the current position of the string array, but we need to convert that to an int with int.parse so we can store in our stack array, which is storing integers. So then now if we have found, let's say, the plus symbol here, what do we want to do? We want to get the numbers out of the stack. Need to stop saying because clearly you don't, or we wouldn't be watching this video. 2 and the 1, we need to get those out. We'll say first number we popped off is n1, original naming again. We then get the current operator so we know what to do. So it's going to be tokens at position I at position 0. So we access the string array, like let's say the third string in this case is this one here, and then we just substring it to the first position to turn it into a character because strings are made up of characters. So now we decide what do we do. We format this, and then we can say we store the result of n2 plus n1. Then we do the n2 minus n1, and be careful with the ordering of that. The n2 needs to be minus n1 because for division and subtraction, the order matters. In this case, if we divide, let's say we have 13, 5, and a divide. That's going to be in the stack like the 13 and the 5. The 5 is going to be popped off first as n1. The 13 is going to be popped off as n2. So then we need to do n2 divided by n1 for that to be correct. So if you remember back to the very beginning, the first example, if we do 3, 4 plus, that's going to evaluate down to be just like a 7 left over in the stack. So then at the very end, what we can do is we can just return s.pop, and really, hopefully, that should be everything in 5 minutes. but I think I made a mistake. God damn it, typos, you're keeping me under 5. Yes, nearly, it was a failure. Okay. Hopefully that made sense. Leave a comment if not, and I'll make sure to delete it. See ya.